Welcome back to another video of Smith's Fishing Outdoors, and today we're fishing with Phil Stodola. Did I say that right?
Pretty close. Phil Stodola, yep.
We're out on the bay, do a little bit of trolling.
Yep.
Hopefully we can get giant muskies.
It's gonna be a little rainy today. We're gonna try and drag up a big one for you.
Yep.
I know you're into casting the rubber and stuff, but today we're gonna be trolling. We're gonna run a bunch of rods and hopefully we can get a big old mama in the net.
Yep. Let's get right to it.
All right.
What are we gonna set up here, Phil?
So we're gonna run 3 rods per person here. That's the legal limit in Wisconsin. We're gonna run super shads are kind of the gold standard out here. We got a lot of the regular. We got the hot tiger, we got the fire tiger, the perch is a classic one. We've got some custom colors as well. This is one they call the knuckle buster. Sometimes those really bright colors can really make things happen for us on a tougher day. We're gonna run a depth grader on the down rod as well. You don't get a ton of bites on the down rod, but usually when we do, it's a big fish. So we'll start getting them set out here. We're gonna run these about 50 to 30 feet back, and those are generally gonna be running about 4 to 6 feet down. So really, the amount of line back it's not like walleye fishing. It's not necessarily gonna be the exact science where we have to run exactly, 10, 15, whatever. But they're all going to be running about 4 to 6 feet down, and hopefully a big fish will come grab it.
What flavor we got today? Chocolate?
Chocolate. Long Johns.
Nice.
All right, so I'll give you a little rundown of what we run for a setup here. This is a super shad. We got nice long leaders. We run 3 to 4 foot leaders, and then we have an 1.5 ounce inline weight here. This is mostly just to catch weeds that come down your line. Out here we get a lot of floating weeds, especially in early September. We still do, it's a warmer fall this year, we do still have some floating weeds right now that we're dealing with. So as weeds come down your line, they'll catch on this, and with the long leader, you'll still have plenty of room for your bait to run free behind it. For rods, I run an 8'6" downrigger rod. It's got a lot of whip in the tip, and it's got a pretty strong lower end. That way if the big fish is doing head shakes and jumping and stuff, it really eats them up. I'll send this one back here, and then I'll show you how I run my planer boards as well. So I know some guys run heavy mono out here for trolling. I prefer to run braid. I run 100-pound Power Pro for my trolling setups. And then I run offshore planer boards. And this is a newer one. This is a big thing. They come with the holes drilled in the middle and in the bottom here. The older boards, if you've got older boards, they don't have that hole drilled. I started drilling them myself, and then I realized the new ones, they started selling them that way. But moving this back clip from here down to here really helps your boards pull out from the boat farther, and so they don't drag directly behind the boat. It makes your boards, when you're running these musky baits, it makes it so that they pull out nice from the boat. And then these are the upgraded OR18 clips. And the best way to do this that I found, especially if you're just learning, I put the rod on this side of me, if the board's going out this side of the boat, and I'll put the line through this way, I'll wrap it underneath, and I'll clip that down. And then this one just clips on normal, like that. But I'll do that again because that's a big thing with the braid. I like to wrap that around. So I run it just like this, make sure the board's facing the right way, the way the boat's going. Underneath, I put my thumb there, right like that. Clip it down, that way that board doesn't slip at all. And then I can send it back. can pull line pretty easily. If anything gets tight, that's when a fish is going to be able to, when they get too much tension, they're going to be able to pull and get leverage and throw those hooks. I want them to be able to take line if they need it, and we just ease them into the boat. We don't try and horse them, anything like that. So that's the way I run my trolling rods. Here, just let me rip a piece off. I gotta pace myself here. If I eat too much, I'm gonna take a nap. I never had a bacon waffle before. That's a game changer. This is kind of what we're looking for. You know, we just got the blue and the purple is mostly interference here, but these little spots of orange and red are what we're looking for here. That's balls of shad. These fish are mainly concentrating on that shad this time of year, so they're just following the migration. The shad push down the bay as the fall gets colder. They end up near the mouth of the river, but right now we're just working some mid-lake structure here, and we're just following these clouds of shad.
What are you doing?
Eating.
All right, so we're trolling here now. We're all set up. Well, basically the thing we're listening for, we're not so much watching the rods. The rods are going to bounce all day, like this one's bouncing right now. When a fish bites, you'll hear that rod start screaming. You'll hear the drag going like this. We'll jump up, we'll grab it. Fisher will get the rod, and the biggest thing is keeping that rod tip up. Keep the rod tip up and keep the handle turning. Because if that fish is coming towards you, you might think, oh, it got off, whatever. Just keep turning the handle. And even if that fish is taking drag, the drag is still set real loose. And that fish, if it wants to take some line, it can go. We're gonna, you know, a long fight with a muskie, it's not like fighting a salmon. They could fight for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, but generally they're gonna start to tire out, and we can just bring them in nice and easy, turning the handle, and they're gonna come towards the boat. The biggest thing though is if you start pumping it, guys at Fish Kings will go like this, and they'll start reeling like that. Anytime you give them slack, that's when those fish are gonna pop off. So just keep the rod tip up, whatever that fish is doing, and just keep turning the handle. And ideally we're gonna net them here on the non-kicker side, but a big fish is gonna do what a big fish wants to do, so we'll play that part by ear. But as the line comes in, I'll be up on the back deck, I'll slow the boat down, I'll grab the net from the front deck, and then I'll be standing up here, and as the board gets close, I'll say, all right, stop reeling for a second, I'll get the planer board off, and then we'll fight the fish from there.
Sounds like a plan.
There we go, we got a plan.
Mid-morning report.
It's been a long time.
This is trolling though. We're going big.
It's been a long time since I've trolled like this.
We got our donuts in, got a waffle. We're nailing the trolling game so far. Good snacks are the key.
Yep.
What are we changing up to?
Oh, we're just reeling them in to check them out here at this point. So sometimes you can see we got some weeds hanging on the board here. A lot of times they'll get stuck on the board or they'll get stuck on the weight. But as you reel them in here, every now and then you'll see your boards dropping out of line with the other boards, I mean. And just gotta reel them in and check them. Early fall, the September, August, September stuff is a lot worse. Right now it's not too bad, but you can see the weight's doing its job here. So there's the bait. There's a little bit of water fleas on that leader, but that weight really keeps you from getting all junked up on your bait. And once it's clean, you send it right back out there. With the board that it's going to be in front of, I just click it in and he'll generally jump right in line. That too is kind of an easy way to, right about there looks good. Stop it, make sure you got your clicker on, check your drag. some baits hammer really hard, and it kind of runs similar to a super shad where it's a real wide wobble, a real lazy tail on it. And I bought it on a whim, and it's something that one of the only baits I found that they like to eat besides super shad. So we'll give them something else to look at for a little while.
Gotta get them to go, right, Phil?
That's right.
Yep.
In the strike zone, go in the right spots, and gotta wait for the window.
We're coming up for an afternoon major here. Think positive. I think things can happen. It's been a blast so far.
Yep.
One big fish changes the whole story real fast.
Yep. That's gotta be hard.
Whoa! Whoa! Fish! Big old
Fish.
fish.
Oh! Yep, camera's on.
Here, come down here, buddy.
Yeah, I just feel head shaking.
Fisher Smith is on.
Whew. This is salmon fishing all over again, except it's not gonna run the same.
Yep. Just keep that rod up. Make sure you keep it pointed up as best you can.
Like you said, can happen anytime. We're just kind of coming out of that major.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, there's his head shakes.
Yep.
Stay with it, pal.
Yep.
Stay
That
with
board's
it.
gonna pop up, and you're gonna have to crank hard because when the board pops up, it's gonna come up easier.
Could have waited to hit when we didn't have to film into the sun.
Yeah, right. Come on. Is he taking line out yet? Let me see. Yeah, you're bringing him in. You're doing good.
I already did that.
Oh no.
Board. Keep reeling, keep reeling.
Still on?
No.
No?
Keep reeling.
Wait.
Well, keep the rod tip up, keep reeling. He's probably off. We'll see. Yeah, I think it's good. Point the rod this way just a little bit. Keep reeling. Right.
Bummer, bud. I don't think you did anything wrong.
No, I wouldn't say that. Go ahead and reel it in. Oh, and the knuckle buster, that was what I was talking about. Oh.
Felt really good.
That was a heavy fish.
Big head shakes.
I think that was a heavy one. No, we'll send it back out there. We got a little time left, but
Fisher Smith, what are you thinking?
Muskie suck.
You had an opportunity. That's all you can ask for, pal.
Yep. I don't know. Long day.
yeah.
Long
Fished all
grind.
day for one big bite, and the bite didn't make it into the hole.
It looked like it was a very big bite.
I think that board just got underwater and the fish was head shaking. And
We never saw the board. As soon as it ate, it sunk the board.
yep.
So
Got slack in the line. And,
somehow,
yep.
Not a lot of 40 inches pulling the board under.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun day.
Yeah.
Did some trolling. Got our one big bite we were looking for, but it unfortunately didn't make it in the boat. So.
pretty heavy fish, Fisher.
Yeah. I had jelly arms.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate it, Phil.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll put your contact stuff down below.
Awesome. Yeah.
Phil is wonderful to get out with. Not only with, you know, does he know this body of water, but you know the he communicates and teaches and does everything that a good guide should do. So get a chance to get out with Phil. I highly recommend it. So.
Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you coming out.
But please still hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you on the next adventure.